Well, we all remember our childhood classrooms. For some, those rooms were among several in one building.
For others, that one room was the entire building, making them a living legacy in the history of education. Justin Doherty has more on one particular legacy looking for new life.
Yeah, Rob, the world's oldest person is 115 years old, and not even she was alive to see the construction of Missouri's Liberty School, a one-room schoolhouse waiting for a new identity.
And this is part of the history of our country. It's not always taught in the books.
Neighboring Fellows Lake, off Farm Road 66, is an ordinary hayfield. But this field contains part of the unique history of Norma Lee Tolbert and the rest of the Liberty School alumni.
For some reason, I can remember the hyacinths. They were usually in bloom, and that was what we had for corsages.
Since a verified 1895.
We believe it really was previous to that because the Liberty Church was organized in 1845, pre-Civil War.
This one-room school housed 20 to 30 first through 8th grade students every year until the school consolidated with the Fairgrove School District in 1951.
We were able to listen to the other classes having their lessons, and if we wanted to.
Over the course of 118 years, the schoolhouse started as the center of attention to no attention at all. Beaten and bruised by Mother Nature, one woman and her committee of 5 now desire to bring their childhood memories back to life, to educate tomorrow's generation.
I do believe that it's important for us to save and teach not only our way of education, but also just the history of our country.
Norma and her committee, Saving Liberty, have so far raised just enough money to move the school, but $18,000 to $20,000 is still needed to completely restore this textbook schoolhouse.
Porch, or complete the bell tower, smokestack, and some things that's going to have extra funds that we're going to need.
And the goal is to move the schoolhouse to the Farmstead Nathaniel Greene Park. There, the building will serve as a historical field trip for elementary students. And if you would like to donate, you can find Norma's phone number and all other information on our website, ozarksfirst.com. But the park board is on board, and they are ready for the schoolhouse to be at Nathaniel Greene Park. They hope to have it up by spring of 2014.
Wow, it's so important to keep that history alive, Justin, and
Yes.
for us to really, take in what it meant to go to school back in the day.
Right, one room, and she said that her desk was there in the back corner, and she was able to listen to the 8th graders there in the other area, and she said she had about 15 to 20 students at her time, but she was part of the final class there at Liberty School before it consolidated with Fairgrove. And it really wasn't just her and her family who went to that school. Her aunt taught there in 1919, her dad went there, her mom went there as well, and so the school definitely means a lot to them.
Yeah.
It's so crazy thinking we're becoming big cities that one school was everything, one room was everything, one little bitty room.
Yeah.
Was that her that wrote, 50 years ago when she was in school, I will not talk in class? I saw I read that on the board there.
Well, I asked her that, and I was like, has this been up since 18? And she's like, no, I think someone just came by a few weeks ago and wrote that.
Well, that's important to show. It'll be in a place now, hopefully, where people can't just come walk in and do what they want with the building.
Yeah, and they are also hoping for donations of pictures. If anyone has any pictures, she is hoping for those to come in. And they have a few desks, but they can always use more.
Very